For everyone who's a valedictorian, there's another 100 out there that they weigh 130 pounds and they've got calves the size of cantaloupes because they're hauling 75 pounds of marijuana across the desert.
That's Steve King, like the famous horror author, but way scarier. Born in 1949 in Storm Lake, Iowa, King immediately started failing upwards. After dropping out of Northwest Missouri State University, King worked construction for a few years before founding a construction company in 1975. The same company he would end up plugging when advocating for a border wall years later.
Our little company could build a mile a day of that.
In 1996, King ran for state senate on the idea of English-only America. It is time to speak the common voice. The argument that diversity is our strength has really never been backed up by logic, he said. During a fundraiser, he won over the crowd. I believe English should be the official language of the state of Iowa. The audience erupted and the anti-immigration movement was born. Oh, Lord. King coasted to an easy victory, taking the Iowa State Senate seat with 64% of the vote. In the Senate, King filed a bill which required schools to teach that the United States is the unchallenged greatest nation in the world and that it has derived its strength from Christianity, free enterprise capitalism, and Western civilization. King also served as chief sponsor of that bill, seeking to establish English as the official language of Iowa, which was signed into law. In 2002, King was elected to the U.S. House, where he tried his anti-multiculturalism luck on a larger scale. In 2005, he introduced the English Language Unity Act, a bill to make English the official language of the entire country. The bill failed to pass, but King introduced it in 2007, 2009, 2011, 2013, 2015, 2017, and 2019? Damn.
I've given speeches at naturalization ceremonies. I can notice if I tell a joke who laughs and who doesn't. Those that don't understand English don't laugh at those jokes, but they're being sworn in as American citizens.
Maybe King will stop introducing the bill if he realizes he's just not that funny. And if no one was going to laugh at his jokes, he was going to at least try to block them from entering his stand-up gigs altogether. In 2006, King literally advocated for electrocuting people trying to cross the border. What?
We could also electrify this wire with the kind of current that wouldn't kill somebody, but it would simply be a discouragement for them to be fooling around with it. We do that with livestock all the time.
Livestock management aside, King has obviously been spewing racist rhetoric long before Trump made headlines for doing the same. In addition to those views, he's spoken on the record in support of the right-wing conspiracy theory called the Great Replacement. It's the idea that prominent elites are working to replace white people with minorities. King's bigoted platform doesn't stop with kooky conspiracy theories. In a 2010 House floor speech, King advocated for racial profiling. If you can't profile someone, you can't use those common sense indicators that are before your very eyes. It turns out King's constituents are into this sort of oratory because King has won re-election after re-election. He knew what was working, so he persistently doubled down on it. In 2016, he introduced an amendment that would block the Treasury from replacing Andrew Jackson with Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. He said putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill would be racist and sexist. Oh yeah? Apparently replacing famous slave owner Andrew Jackson with Tubman, a black woman born into slavery who helped slaves navigate their way to freedom, would be super racist. Ain't that a bitch? Also in 2016, King claimed that non-white groups haven't contributed to the society as much as white people have. Oh yeah?
Where are these contributions that have been made by these other categories of people that you're talking about? Where did any other subgroup of people contribute more to civilization?
Than white people?
Than Western civilization itself, that's rooted in Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and the United States of America.
The next year, white supremacists claimed Steve as their own, which surprisingly took longer than expected. The Daily Stormer, a far-right neo-Nazi website, said, "Steve King is basically an open white nationalist at this point. He is our guy."
Is Steve conservative enough, folks? I don't know.
And he wouldn't soon let his fan base down. Why not? Fast forward to 2018, King endorsed a white supremacist in the Toronto mayoral race who believes Nazis have robust and well thought out ideas. Oh God. And just months before his re-election to a 9th term in Congress, King met with members of a far-right Austrian party with historical Nazi ties during a European trip financed by a Holocaust memorial group. The In 2019, King rhetorically asked the New York Times, white nationalist, white supremacist, Western civilization, how did that language become offensive? To reprimand King for his comments in the Times, he was removed from his House committee assignments. An array of prominent Republicans like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Steve Stivers, and Kevin McCarthy have denounced him. Yay. The most surprising was Mitch McConnell, who said if he doesn't understand why white supremacy is offensive, he should find another line of work. There is one prominent Republican and former steak salesman who hasn't yet denounced him though.
He doesn't get a fair press. He doesn't get it. It's just not fair. I'm here, and very strongly here, because I have great respect for Steve King.
Because several of Trump's talking points have come straight from King, if he were to ever condemn him, Trump would in turn be condemning himself. In August of 2019, King perhaps made his most controversial claim yet. While defending his anti-choice bill, which doesn't have exemptions for rape and incest, King said if not for rape and incest, there may not be a population. What?
And what if we went back through all the family trees and just pulled those people out that were products of rape and incest? Would there be any population of the world left if we did that?
King said although he's been stripped of his committee assignments, he'll be back. And until the president formally condemns him, King could be right. Oh, good Lord. After all, he's up for re-election in 2020, looking to secure his 10th term to the House of Representatives.